One of the hardest things about going from solo to having employees, something that I've dealt with in the past when I had someone helping me, and now it's more prevalent every day that I have employees. And that's when customers complain. All of a sudden, out of the woodworks, people just come. They're stopping you as soon as you start working on their lawn. They're asking you to, about this and that. Make sure you do this and that, or you don't do this and that. Asking about the last time you were here, about this and that, and just, grilling you about your employees and where did you find them and all this stuff. And a lot of it is relevant, right? Yeah, there's new people on the property. They want to know what's going on. I get it. I communicate to everyone ahead of time what's going on through email and everything, and let them know that there's new employees and so on. But the complaining about all of the things that they never complained about before, it's almost like they assume that because you have employees, now all of a sudden you're not going to do as good of a job. And I mean, there's two things. One, that there could be legitimate things that people find that your employees or even you are forgetting about from time to time for one reason or another. You get distracted. There's more moving parts that you have to take care of, and you forget to follow up or whatever. Your employee forgets to do their part, or they just make a mistake. Whatever the situation is, there's some legitimate things that you have to look into, all of them, because you never know if they're actually legitimate or not, unless you really do know that they're just being that person. Because the second thing is, there's just people out there that just want to complain. They were comfortable with you being the only one on their lawn. Some people only hired you because of you. They only want you. So now they don't know what to do because you're growing, which is a good thing, right? But they're like, oh, now we're going to have all these strangers on our property, and, are they not going to have time to get all our stuff done anymore? Are they going to be so busy and this and that? When in reality, you should have more time to get stuff done now for them. That's how it is for me. Now we have more time to get more work done. I was spreading myself too thin when I was solo before. Now I have more staff so we can get that extra labor done. So, people get all confused and think all types of things, but ultimately they're just going to start complaining. And you just have to do your part to know, is it just them complaining? Or is it legitimate? Something that is justifiable, that you have to follow up with an employee, or something that you messed up and you apologize and you keep it moving. But most of the time, or in my case anyway, most of the time, it's just been all this random complaining, people coming out complaining about stuff that I did. The same thing that I do every week, but for some reason in their mind, they think one of my employees did it and it's not as good of a job. And I'm like, I edged this myself this week, and I edge it every week, and it looks exactly the same as last week. So what the heck are you talking about? Obviously, I don't say that to them. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. I still stay professional, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, that you feel that way. I think it looks great. I'll follow up with my employees just to make sure. Or if it was me, I'll say I'm the one that edged that. And I'll say it in a professional way. I'm the one that edged it. I edged it, the exact same way I always do. To me, it looks exactly the same as last week. And, usually they're like, oh, because they just assume, that they're always trying to catch something now with the employees. Like this, like the quality is just not going to be what they expected. And that could very well be the case. So that's, again, back to me saying you just need to make sure that you are figuring out if it's justified and you have to follow up on it, improve on it, or is it just them blowing hot air because that's just what some people like to do for whatever reason. And it might come to the point like it did with me in the past, where I just have to let that customer go because they clearly are high maintenance that I was able to handle by myself. I didn't even really realize how much high maintenance they were because they probably just left me alone because I was the only guy. They knew I was, just doing my thing with my business, probably supporting a family and all this kind of stuff. So they just kind of, they just let it go, I guess, and just didn't get on me about every little nitpicky thing. And I do a great job anyway, so there's really nothing to complain about. But then all of a sudden I get someone to help me and they just start complaining about the silliest things. Oh, he didn't blow all the grass off of that in the corner over there. There's a little bit of grass over there. Like literally someone said that once. Like all these silly things. Like, come on, I could have just blown back in after the fact. Like, but I get it, Follow up, make sure it's legitimate. If it's not, just keep it moving. So that's all I wanted to go on my little rant telling you guys about that. Just be prepared. That's the biggest challenge that I've had so far, going from solo to having employees. It is really annoying, but it's part of the territory. I'll take it because there's so many other benefits that come with having employees. Some I've already talked about in previous videos, and more to come as I learn and have more takeaways to share with all of you. Thanks for watching. I'll check you guys on the next video. Peace.